These are the 6 simple machines by Samantha Kozlowski and Anthony Nelson. The first simple machine is the wedge, which is defined as a piece of substance that tapers to a thin edge. It is commonly used for splitting wood and rocks, raising heavy bodies, or for tightening by being driven into something. It can be used as a tool to push two things apart like the blade of a sword and knife does when it cuts wood. Some examples are the axe, saw, scissors, or a pick. The second simple machine is the inclined plane, also known as a ramp. Typically, inclined planes are flat surfaces tilted at an angle with one end higher than the other. It is used as an aid for raising or lowering a load because it can make moving objects easier. However, when moving an object up the plane, there's a consistent force you need to keep it moving, which is typically the gravitational force. Some examples are escalators, ladders, or stairs. The third simple machine is the lever, which consists of a beam or rigid rod pivoted at a fulcrum, which is a fixed hinge. A lever is typically a rigid body capable of rotating on a point on itself. On the basis of the location of the fulcrum, load, and effort, the lever is divided into 3 types. Usually it is used to move or lift objects. Sometimes it is used to push against objects but not actually move them. They can be used to exert a large force over a small distance at one end by exerting only a small force over a greater distance at the other. Some examples of this are hinges, crowbars, or light switches.
I don't trust this.
The screw is a type of fastener characterized by a helical ridge known as a male thread. They are used to hold things together as they pull or push the object. Screws may also be used for lifting heavy objects and to tighten things. Because of the screw's ridges, a screwdriver is used to drive a screw into wood as it is turned into a circular motion. It can be used in jar lids, bottle caps, or light bulbs. The wheel and axle is the 5th simple machine, consisting of a wheel attached to a smaller axle, in which 2 parts rotate together and force is transferred from one part to the other. A hinge or bearing supports the axle, allowing for the revolution. This is a basic machine component for amplifying force. In its earliest form, it was probably used for raising weights or water buckets from wells. Its principle of operation is demonstrated by large and small gears attached to the same shaft. Some examples are the merry-go-round or revolving door. Last but not least, we have the pulley, which is a wheel on an axle or shaft that is designed to support movement and change the direction of a taut cable or belt, or transfer of power between the shaft and cable or belt. It is a wheel with a groove along its edge that holds a rope or cable. Usually 2 or more pulleys are used together. When pulleys are used together in this way, they reduce the amount of force needed to lift a load. A crane uses pulleys to help it lift heavy loads. Some examples are moving construction equipment and elevators, which use pulleys to move the car up and down.